Greetings, everyone. 14th February is celebrated as a day of love, Valentine's Day, across the globe. But who is this Valentine? Why do we celebrate this day? Just to put a disclaimer, when I say we, I mean all of you that celebrate. I do not celebrate Valentine's Day. I have no reason to. But it's important because the majority of the people around me celebrate this day. Some celebrate unknowing what they are celebrating or without understanding its background. Others do understand. But let's just try to clarify what this day means. Who was Valentine? I am Ngabuto Nicholas Mapena. Please like this video. Write your comments on what you understand to be Valentine's Day. Share with your friends and please subscribe. Thank you so much to those that are subscribing. We started this YouTube channel late last year. We are now sitting at over 7,000 subscribers. Let's keep on subscribing. Right, but we all know that the history of Valentine's Day is grounded in mystery. But as I've already said, that we know that February is regarded as the month of love, where people celebrate Valentine on the 14th of February. This day has its root in the Catholic Church, which recognizes at least three different saints named Valentine or Valentinus, all of whom were martyred. But one legend contains that Valentine was a priest who served during the 3rd century in Rome. When Emperor Claudius II decided that single men made better soldiers than those with wives and families, he outlawed marriage for young men. I'm told that His Majesty Ilembe Lamanya Malembe, King Shaka, never allowed his soldiers to marry until they retired from the army at the age of 40 in most cases. But I stand corrected on that. But what I'm told is that if you're a soldier in the army of Ilembe, Elekamanya Malembe, you would not marry until you retire from the army. So Emperor Claudius II also held this view that marriage was only for those that have left the military. But of course, this Valentine thought that this was an injustice, and it defied Claudius and continued to perform marriages for young lovers in secret. When Valentine's actions were discovered, Claudius ordered that he be put to death. Still others insisted that Saint Valentine of Terni, a bishop who was the true namesake of the holiday, he too was beheaded by Claudius II outside Rome. Like I have said, that Valentine is a kind of some mystery. This is why we are trying to unpack to understand what this means. Other stories suggest that Valentine may have been killed for attempting to help Christians escape harsh Roman prisons, where they were often beaten and tortured. According to one legend, an imprisoned Valentine actually sent the first Valentine, that's a message, greeting himself after he fell in love with a young girl, possibly his jealous daughter, who visited him during confinement. Before his death, it is alleged that he wrote her a letter signed "From your Valentine." So you have this man who was jailed, fell in love with a young lover or a young girl, then he writes a letter and says, "Your Valentine." Origins of Valentine's Day, it's kind of a pagan festival in February, a pagan festival in February. While some believe that Valentine's Day is celebrated in the middle of February to commemorate the anniversary of Valentine's death or burial, which probably occurred around AD 270. Others claim that the Christian Church may have decided to place St. Valentine's Feast Day in the middle of February in an effort to Christianize the pagan celebration. So this is why we then have Valentine in the middle of February on the 14th. And also they say here Lupercalia was a fertility festival dedicated to Faunus, the Roman god of agriculture, as well as to the Roman founders Romulus and Remus. To begin the festival, members of the Lupus, an order of Roman priests, would gather at a sacred cave where the infants Romulus and Remus, the founders of Rome, were believed to have been cared for by a she-wolf or lupa. The priests would sacrifice a goat for fertility and a dog for purification. Interesting, isn't it? For those that celebrate Valentine. I've said I do not celebrate Valentine. They would then strip the goat's hide into strips, dip them into the sacrificial blood, and take to the streets, gently slapping both women and crop fields with the goat hide. Far from being fearful, Roman women welcomed the touch of the hides because it was believed to make them more fertile in the coming year. Later in the day, according to legend, all the young women in the city will place their names in a big urn. You put your names there. The city's bachelors would each choose a name from the list and become paired for the year with his chosen woman. The matches often ended in marriage. So it's just some kind of where you, or a drum or a band or something where names were put, and then young men by young women, then young men will come and also pick there, and then you are paired the next year might end up in marriage. But of course, Valentine has been associated with romance and love. This is why on the 14th, chocolate shops will be flooded. People will be buying flowers, will be buying, some will be wearing red, exchanging presents with their lovers because it is now considered a day for love. Lupercalia survived the initial rise of Christianity but was outlawed as it was deemed unchristian at the end of the 15th century when Pope Calasius declared February 14 St. Valentine's Day. It was not until much later, however, that the day became definitely associated with love. During the Middle Ages, it was commonly believed in France and in England that February 14 was the beginning of birds mating. It's also important to note this, that it was believed that February 14 was considered the beginning of birds mating season, which added to the idea that the middle of Valentine's Day should be a day of romance. The English poet Godfrey Chaucer was the first to record St. Valentine's Day as a day of romantic celebration in his 1375 poem, titled Parliament of Fowls, writing, and I quote, "For this was sent on St. Valentine's Day, when every fowl cometh there to choose his mate," close quote. Valentine's greetings were popular as far back as the Middle Ages, though written Valentine didn't begin to appear until 1400. The oldest known Valentine still in existence today was a poem written in 1415 by Charles, Duke of Orleans, to his wife while he was imprisoned in the Tower of London following his capture at the Battle of Agincourt. And he said, "Your Valentine." So this is what these are the origins on Valentine. As you celebrate, for those that celebrate, as I've already said that I don't celebrate Valentine, you need to understand its roots. It has become a day which as communists we say it's a capitalist day, in that more products are being sold out there. People exchange millions of presents, presents worth millions across the globe. In the old days, before the advent of social media, millions of cards will be printed and people will be exchanging these cards. Now that we have social media, people do buy these presents, chocolates, flowers, everything, greeting each other, say, "Be my Valentine" or "Happy Valentine." Well, for those, of course, that celebrate Valentine's Day, is good for you, and we wish you well on the 14th. And for those of us who do not celebrate, it is just another normal day. Please share your views. What do you understand to be Valentine's Day? Please write to us. Please circulate this with your friends. Let's have this conversation. And please subscribe. Otherwise, have a great day. Goodbye.